So, Grumpy Vegan Grandad here, and we are now live. I have with me today vegan activist Chantelle Leach. She's also a recipe guru for a vegan magazine. She's a bit jerky at the moment because the internet's a bit all over the place, but hopefully it'll settle down. Have we got, let's have a look. Where's the comments? Let's get the comments up there. So we've got the comments there. Is Bohemian Bee there? Can she give us a little shout just to tell us whether everything's fine and dandy? And then we'll crack on. I can't see anything at the moment.
I can't see any comments at the moment. So it's not me, it's just...
Okay, well, let's go ahead. So, Chantelle, we got in touch with each other, I'd say, was it about 12 months ago? Oh, yeah, people are popping up now. Premiums there. Right, okay, we're all good. Yeah, we can be seen. Thank you for that, alibi. Yeah, so we got in contact quite a while ago. We had a little chat and then we parted ways and never spoke again. And then I've seen a few things on Facebook from you, and I decided to reach out and see if you wanted to have a little chat with me on the channel because it was a new thing. So I'd like you to introduce yourself to everybody and let them know what you're all about, Chantelle.
So my name's Chantelle, and I'm a 4-year vegan. Vegan for the animals. Hang on, which arm is it? That one. We're all backwards. Vegan for the animals. But now, obviously, as with everyone, all the other reasons that you go vegan as well. I work for a few vegan magazines actually.
Okay.
We have 4 vegan magazines, all under the same umbrella though. So they're not different companies, they're the same company. And I started off working for them as part-time food creator and then started going full-time with them. And now I'm recipe guru for them. So I find recipes for the magazines, basically, vegan recipes.
So we can't really mention the magazines at the moment for the simple reason is because of the climate, because of the furloughing with people, and because nobody knows where we're heading. We're not going to mention those today, so we'll leave that. But why did you go vegan in the first place? What prompted you to actually make that leap? Were you vegetarian previously, or?
I grew up in both sides of my family were restaurant owners and stuff, so I grew up eating a lot of meat, but there was always very vegetable heavy meals. My dad was always catering for the vegetarians and stuff, but that didn't, I was a meat and 2 veg sort of girl. And then one day I saw we had chickens, we still do,
right,
and we've had them about 11 years, and I saw a rotisserie chicken in the supermarket one day in Morrison's, and something just clicked and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know if I can swear, but I swear. So.
Yeah, you can swear. It's all right. Not for kids. We use proper English on this channel. Don't you worry.
Grumpy granddad. So yeah, and I just, something in me clicked. I think it was around the time as well that the dog meat trade in China was becoming very news relevant, and social media was pushing it a lot, and I was signing petitions and stuff, how terrible it was. And I saw this rotisserie chicken as well, and then like a roast dinner used to be my favorite. I mean, it still is, but it was near Christmas time and I saw this chicken, the rotisserie chicken, and was just like, I just don't want to eat meat anymore. So I went vegetarian, and I was a shit vegetarian for 10 months, dabbled with fish and stuff like that. So I wasn't really vegetarian, but I just knew I didn't want to eat meat. And then one day I opened the fridge and I looked at a block of cheese and I just went, what the fuck am I doing? And put the cheese back, and I was vegan. And it wasn't even like I saw loads of stuff on Facebook or anything. I just instinctively knew that I'd seen enough snippets and stuff to instinctively know that I'm doing this for the animals, this vegetarian shit. Like, I need to cut everything everything out. And it wasn't even like I knew really what vegan was. And then it was then that my mum was like, well, I was a raw vegan for 5 years. And I was like, Like, I didn't even know what raw veganism was. I didn't know what vegan was. When my mum was raw vegan, and she did it for the environment. So, yeah, that's how it started.
Wow. So,
and so when I went, go on.
So your mum was a raw vegan, and you didn't even know about this.
Yeah.
Crazy.
On with it. All these big dehydrators we had at home, Vitamixes, like old school Vitamix at home that she got secondhand on Amazon or eBay or something like that. We've still got all that. It was just in the house, and I just didn't know what it was. These massive dehydrators, you know, when you dehydrate your veg and stuff, because it's like you can't cook stuff over a certain temperature, and yeah. And she said I was doing it when you can even get chia seeds in the supermarket.
Wow. So how long have you been vegan now then? So what length of time?
4 years.
Sorry?
4 years.
4 years, right. I beat it by 1 year. So the thing is with you is, though, you jumped into, now I sort of did a lot of research beforehand. I was juicing, then I went pescatarian. And I was doing it for health. I didn't realize. And then I read a book by John Joseph about meat is for pussies, and that prompted me to try it for the weekend. What are you giggling at now?
Just a book you read.
Meat is for pussies. Yeah. He was in a punk band called the Cro-Mags. You'll have to look him up. He's offered me an interview, but he's never got back to me.
Meat is for pussies.
Meat is for pussies. Yeah. Yeah, and recipes. You're gonna have to look him up on Instagram, John Joseph.
You have to say like wet wipes now. People would go, "Oh, you can't say pussies."
Yeah, the book's still out there. It's still on sale on Amazon.
Good.
But the thing about his book was, it was all about the doctors in it's sort of conspiracy, but not conspiracy, with the doctors and the pharmaceutical industries working hand in hand with the meat industries, blah blah blah. And that sort of, I've been a victim of brainwashing all my life. That's what got to me.
Brainwashing.
Yeah. So it wasn't till very late on in my veganism, maybe 2 years, that I was sort of thinking, shit, I've got to do stuff for the animals. This is for the animals, not this health shit. Sod me. It's the animals that need the help. But you got into activism, and you were very active, because I don't know whether people have noticed on the thumbnail that I put onto this thing, there's Chantelle stood with a big placard and a police car behind her.
That was in our local newspaper. They did an article about us online from my local, it was the Clacton Gazette. I don't live in Clacton, but it was local to me at the time, because the farm was in the farm. It is local to me, but it was a farm in St Osyth, which is Clacton. And so it was the Clacton Gazette that came along, and they took those photos. So that was online, that photo, which was a good result. Definitely a good result.
It's always good when press and media get involved with any action. It helps the cause no end. But how deeply did you get into the activism? What sort of things did you do? What prompted you to sort of?
That protest was the first protest I'd done in 2 years. So before that, I was at MAC protests and the very first big animal rights march in London, when veganism wasn't really that popular, before everyone jumped on board and it wasn't a big event. So I was at the first big animal rights march, and lots of little demos and stuff we used to do. And I even did some vegan carol singing in Leicester Square, that sort of thing. Just random stuff, but it was London and it was a long way to go. And there wasn't many events near where I live, because I live in a small town in Essex. So I'd be traveling to London and stuff. I was doing my vegan catering company at the time, so I had more time to do it. But then when I started working for the magazines just over 2 years ago, I took a step back from the activism and sort of projected my activism into working for the magazine and trying to get more, like, channeling it into the magazine. Do you know what I mean? And my passion for the magazine was because of my passion for veganism.
So playing to your strengths, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely did that working for the magazines. Yeah, it was always a passion of mine. And then I got my dream job working for the magazines. Do you know what I mean? So
this leads us into this. what you've described yourself as, and it's a recipe guru. Now,
Yeah.
it's like, it just makes me chuckle because I think of gurus in robes and like magic carpets and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So just dispel this picture I've got in your head and tell me what a recipe guru is.
We had a really serious meeting, and we all sat down and we were like, so what the fuck are we going to call Chantelle? Because we had a lot of in-house recipes. We had a kitchen at work. We were doing a lot of in-house recipes, and then we decided we're going to give we're going to lean more towards now putting book recipes and bloggers, like independent bloggers, the ones that really struggle to make a name for themselves, all the recipe bloggers and stuff, vegan recipe bloggers. We're now putting more of their recipes in the magazine. So my food creator role became editorial assistant for one of the magazines, and then it became recipe guru. So it sort of morphed into recipe guru when the food creating side in-house. Does this make any sense?
Yes, it does. It's making sense. Yeah, don't worry. If it's not making sense, you'll soon start going like that and like, you're going on about.
So we started outsourcing more recipes, like a lot of vegan magazines do. I got in touch with bloggers and stuff, and that was then my role. Instead of creating recipes in-house, we look to asking more bloggers and stuff, giving them a chance to put their recipes forward for our magazine. And then so this new role that I was presented with, they were like, what are we going to call you? You're not a food creator anymore, so what are you? And they were like, oh, vegan princess, recipe princess, all these joke names. And then someone was just like, a recipe guru, and someone was like, yeah, that will stick. And it did. And that's exactly what I am now in the magazine. It was a joke. Do you know what I mean? It started off like,
I love it. I think it's really cool.
In a meeting at work, and then all these stupid names being thrown around. Now we can't call her that. It's funny, but what about recipe guru? And I was like, yeah, that'd work. And it just stuck.
It is, and it's nice.
So it was a very, very serious meeting. It's just so I just contact people, find out what sort of recipes they've got. Lots of bloggers, lots of food producers, lots of food books, like recipe books, cookbooks, and put them in the magazine. That's my job. Literally just finding recipes all day long.
It sounds great. And do you
vegan recipes?
Do you have your own outlet for these recipes? Are you allowed to sort of push things out yourself? Is there anywhere where people who are watching now can access some of these recipes, or are you exclusively for the magazines?
Say that again. I lost a bit of signal there.
Right. So you've got all these recipes stored up. You probably sat on a pile of recipes at the moment. And have you got a personal output for them? Is there anywhere where people who are watching now can access some of these recipes from you personally on an Instagram or a Facebook, or is it just totally exclusive to the magazines?
So I keep my Instagram and work very separate. Some of the people that I put in the magazine I know personally, but I do try and keep my Instagram account and the recipes I put in the magazine very separate, because I don't like, mixing business with pleasure. But because I've always had this passion for food, which increased when I went vegan, and I loved experimenting with the vegan food, I started my food business. So that was obviously posting pictures of all my food and everything. And so for the last 3 or 4 years, I've had a vegan food account. Then I started working for the magazine. Then I started becoming the recipe guru. So I put the magazine recipes in the magazine, contact them from my work, through work as a work capacity, but all the recipes on my Instagram and my own recipes. Right. So then people to try at home. I try and make them as easy as possible, because the main reason for my Instagram account is to turn people vegan with food, because you never hear people go, oh, I don't want to go vegan because I hate animals. You hear people say, I don't want to go vegan because I would miss this, I would miss that. So I want to fill that gap. I want to like build the bridge between veganism and meat eaters. So you're a meat eater, here's a meat substitute. You like macaroni and cheese, here's a really easy macaroni and cheese recipe. No excuses. I don't want there to be any excuses. I just want to cover all bases. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I feel like food is an issue for people. So yeah, I did all my activism and stuff. That's great. But now my activism is mostly through the food. And it's not because I'm one of these, what people call a cupcake vegan. It's because honestly, I still go and challenge people in supermarkets on my own terms. I'm not quiet about veganism. I still walk past people in the supermarket and mutter underneath my breath, death breath, your basket's full of death. Do you know what I mean? I still do that. And I'm still a bit of a twat about it. But I see the most productive thing I can do is tell people how to eat vegan food well, because you're not going to convert people if they think they're going to be eating carrots. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. I mean, we've all got to play to our strengths. We've all got to do this. And I do hear a lot of people say that they can't see themselves ever going vegan because it's not convenient enough for them to do. It's too much effort. And once they see food that is appealing, that is tasty, that is beautiful, it cuts that excuse out the window, and it will work with some people. Myself and Michelle Lowe had this conversation about working to strengths. She's a psychologist. She uses her work to use psychology to analyze the message and how best to convince people. I'm just a total idiot, and I'll risk anything to go and do stuff. And
I'm a bit like
that. So
outside my house the other day, because they were driving past my house on dirt bikes, and I thought it was too noisy and it was disrupting my neighborhood. So I threw water at them, and then they knew where I lived and they came and threatened me. So that was a really fantastic thing to do, Chantelle. Well done. But I fucking did it anyway, didn't I?
It's good.
So yeah, I'm like that is my point. Carry on. Sorry, continue.
It's no problem. But that agreed. It takes all sorts, and it does. You do need different pronged attach. I mean, I'm 52 years old, and a lot of people my age, like me, my mother's a lot older than me. Well, obviously she's a lot older than me. What am I talking about? She's not really younger than me, is she? But what I'm saying is my mum's old age. She's a pension now, and it's took a bit of a medical scare to get her to actually. Oh, little nuts! It took her a little scare to get to actually even think about it, because for the whole time I was vegan prior to this little medical scare she had, she sort of thought of me as a lunatic. I'm just, what the hell are you talking about? Veganism, it's not right. But now, and my theory is that people of a certain age, you have to go down the health route, because the animal welfare, animal rights side of it will not resonate with them at all, and unfortunately, and that's a sad fact. However, with anybody like 40 or under, I will hit them with the animals. I will hit vegetarians with the animal abuse and say, look, you're an animal abuser unless you're vegan. There's no argument about it. But using food and using convenience as a little sort of side note to say, look, if that's not enough for you, then so yeah, you've got to use your common sense and use different techniques, but you cannot let them off the hook.
You say this though about the under 40s, but my grandma was 79 when she went vegan. Really? And I base that solely on the fact that she has Facebook, and I was sharing posts. I was sharing a lot more posts than I post now, because I don't post so much now, because then the comments that people write on my posts then force me to see the horrible post I've seen again, and they're all vegans on my Facebook now anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't share as much as I used to, but I still share stuff. I was sharing a lot more, and she saw them all, and she just said to me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it was a massive tool for her to go vegan.
Right. So yeah. So yeah, I suppose we are sort of just whitewashing it all and saying this and that, but I'm still feeling my way through it all. But I really do believe that honesty is the key, and we should be honest. And it does lead me on to another topic that I wanted to chat with you about, and it is other vegans on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. Now, it seems to me that there's vegans, and then there's fucking vegans who are just, do you know what, you know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to explain to everybody out there. There's vegans who are vegan for the animals, and this is why we're doing it. This is what veganism is. It is about the animals, full stop. However, there's vegans out there who seem to think that veganism is about diet and about weight loss and about good food and about the environment. It's nothing to do with those things. But as soon as you call them out on that, all of a sudden you're a vegan extremist. And it seems to be a lot of infighting going on between vegans on social media now, because the lines are getting blurred between what veganism is and plant-based.
We need to educate more people on the fact that they are plant-based. You're doing it for your health. We're expecting you in 6 months' time to probably not be doing it anymore. There's those sorts of people. They're doing it for their health. It's a diet, and we'll call them plant-based. They don't seem to recognize that that is a plant-based diet. Veganism is the lifestyle. So if you're cutting out cruelty-free, if you're using cruelty-free products, if all your household products are vegan, if you're never buying leather again, never any animal products, eating vegan food, you are vegan. Your whole lifestyle encompasses the movement. If you are just doing it for health reasons, then you are plant-based. That is my opinion, and actually, really, it's factual because it's a plant-based diet, vegan lifestyle. That's how you call it, and that's where it should end. Do you know what I mean?
Because you can't be. How can you be vegan for health if you eat Mars bar? Not Mars bars. If you eat Bourneville and chips every day, it's not healthy. But that's a vegan diet. You know what I mean? So yeah, there is a lot of blurred lines, but the problem is, what I'm saying is we know the definitions, but it's when you call people out and say, look, that definition is not correct. You're not vegan for health. Oh yes, I am. I'm vegan for my health. I'm losing weight. I'm healthy. Yes, but you're not vegan for health. You are vegan because you don't want to abuse animals with your choices. And they seem to think that you're trying to call them out. It's just really, really weird.
What we're doing is we're trying to stop any confusion. If you go and buy L'Oreal makeup, who are notorious for testing on animals, but then you're eating vegan food, you are not vegan. You are following a plant-based diet, but you are still paying for animal cruelty because of the products you are buying. All your products you buy in life have to be cruelty-free. There's blurred lines between palm oil and stuff like that, but within the best of your knowledge, right? This is the definition on the Vegan Society's website, is the best of your capabilities. Yes, we have medication that might be covered in some sort of coating that you have to take for health reasons, and the coating on your medicine is not vegan. Fine, you have to take that medicine. But if you are trying your best to avoid any animal cruelty, and you know that you are doing everything you possibly can in terms of makeup, toiletries, clothes you wear, products you buy, the food you're eating is cruelty-free and doesn't involve animal exploitation, then we can say that you are vegan. If you are just eating a plant-based diet, but going out and then still wearing leather, and you're still buying things like L'Oreal and all home products, from cleaners to hair products to lip balm, are all vegan, I'm the pain that asks my Body Shop rep, is it vegan? And that's Ali B. You're not a pain. You're just asking people to respect this ethical life decision that you've made. Okay, if I can't think of an example at the moment of other choices people make that are respected, whereas veganism isn't always respected. Do you know what I mean? I'm going on a bit now, but you get the general gist of what I'm saying.
No, you go on a bit. I mean, if you look behind me, I don't know whether you can see. This is dead animal skin, right? and behind there is another dead animal skin. And I get called out quite a lot because I don't hide the fact I've got a leather sofa and a leather recliner chair. I don't hide that fact. But what I'm doing now is I'm putting money away, and once that's ready for going to landfill, which it will do eventually, there's nothing else I can do about it. I will do my utmost to buy a totally vegan sofa. And there's some things you can't avoid.
And it's not ethical either. So you have a sofa that's old, you throw it away and create more landfill, or you use it up until it's gone and you respect that animal's life. You're not buying new cruelty products. You're not buying new leather. And this is what happened to me when I first went vegan. I threw all my leather trainers away. And then I looked and went, I could have used them for dog walking. I could have used them up as scrappy shoes, because they are scrappy shoes to me. Leather is not a nice product. Leather is not something you want to be wearing. But sending it to landfill is unethical. Selling it is also unethical because you're promoting other people wearing leather. Do you know what I mean? Same as if you send it to a charity shop.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the best you can do is moving forward, always make sure that you are making ethical decisions. However, if you happen to be sitting on a leather sofa you don't want to throw away because it's just going to go to landfill and create more problems, and then you're buying into the whole fast consumer lifestyle, then that is also an issue with veganism. You don't realise it when you just go vegan, but I'm now, if you look at my shower, for example, I have a bar of soap and a shampoo bar. Nothing's in plastic. And that was something else that came along when I went vegan, is plastic pollution. Do you know what I mean? And how it's polluting the seas, affecting the fishes. The fishes are dying. You can't do one without the other. And the longer you've been vegan, the longer you realise. Maybe you're relaxing.
Yeah, so
it's gross.
Yeah, Nikki, yeah, I do get it. I mean, if I had my choice, I would sell it. But don't forget that 45%, well, more than that, 75% of my family are not vegan. I'm not a rich man. I haven't got a shitload of money in the bank. They can't expect me to get rid of that and there's all to sit on the floor. Believe me, I don't want to be doing it. I don't want it there. But there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. Believe me, I will get rid as soon as is reasonably possible. But thanks for the comment.
I think that's a fair statement to make, because we don't all have the luxury of you wouldn't, like, if someone in a country that was notoriously bad, like, we're quite well off in the West here. If we lived in a third world country, for example, but we wanted to go vegan and our family had a leather product in the house that we still needed to use, you wouldn't say to them, get rid of it, because you know full well they can't afford it. Some people just can't afford. You can afford to go vegan because rice and lentils are vegan, but then buying more and more products and fueling the fast consumer industry is bad as well.
Yeah,
you know, there's got to be a balance.
You've got to do the balance. And while we're just on now, if any of you guys got any questions, just throw them on now, because I will put them to Chantelle. So any questions to either me or Chantelle, start putting them on now and we will answer them. But yeah, it's the UK vegan family, they're doing a lot of cooking stuff. They're a vegan family. They've got a little guy called Jack. They put in a lot of reviews on there. They're really cool, some of the recipes they're throwing forward. So have a nosy at that.
Quickly put my Instagram name, how do I do it, up there? Can you see that? I lost my tempeh.
Did you all get that?
Can you see that?
I lost my tempeh. Search that out. Yeah, we can see that nice and clear. Well, I can anyway.
And we can all chat about. I'm doing a nice giveaway at the moment as well. I'm nearly at 2,000 followers, so I thought shout out to the brand Tiba Tempeh, who are providing products. They're a new vegan brand that I want to support. When I reach 2,000 followers, which I'm only 25 away from, it's not a big deal that I'm getting 2,000 followers. What is the deal is I want to give this new brand a shout out. I want to make that clear. I want to give this new brand a shout out. So if I reach 2,000 followers and you all like this vegan brand, that is the point. You have to like this vegan brand. One of you could win a bundle of tempeh. So if any of you have ever wanted to try tempeh and you've never tried it before, then head over to my page and you could win. So just enter the competition. I thought that was a nice thing to do during the.
Do you know something, Chantelle? Hello, Michelle Lowe. Michelle's joined us. Every time I've had tempeh in the past, now I don't know what it is. It's really disagreed with me. I don't know what it is about tempeh. Tofu, I'm eating it by the block, right? But tempeh, for some reason, disagrees with me, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I know it's partially.
Does it make you gassy, or what? Are we happy to discuss that sort of thing here?
It makes me feel a bit sick. I don't know what it is about tempeh.
It's a fermented food.
Yeah.
Because it's not cooked.
I love natto. You know the stringy natto.
Interesting.
I love that stuff. I can eat that till the cows come home. I shouldn't be saying that, should I? But something about tempeh. No. Every time I had it, it's just like no.
It's usually tofu that people disagree with, but I guess we've all got something. Like I can't eat kale; it gives me such bad indigestion. It's just one of those things, probably for you. Yeah, I haven't heard of a lot of people, but I think I love tempeh personally. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't dislike the taste. I loved it. It was great texture, great for cooking with, great for chopping up and throwing in my salads to take to work because I'm a trucker.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm a trucker, and what I use is the Iceland chicken strips, and I have chicken salads, and I'm a good my walk. I'll look for what she's saying. All right, I'll look for that one. I'm a vegan vlogger on Insta. Can the link be put on, please, after somewhere?
Yes.
It's tempeh
is made from soybeans. Tempeh is just basically soybeans before they're cooked to make tofu. So tempeh is the pre-tofu stage. So you have your raw soybeans, and then you ferment them with a special starter, and you ferment them, and so they're a fermented food. They're good for gut health. So tempeh is a health food, but this company have marinated it so it's all tasty. So yes, it is. It's not like tofu in texture, but it's the same ingredient. It's just the stage before tofu.
Can I just do a shout out to Michelle Lowe? Michelle, I really need to talk to you for 5 minutes after the stream. It's really important. So if you're still on, could you please give me a shout and just say yes? That's okay. I don't want to disturb you too much. Let's have a look. I love tofu. Yeah, the smoked tofu is nice. Yeah, I like that. I can eat that raw. I eat that raw, that stuff. Any more questions?
The cauldron.
That's the main one I have, cauldron, because it's the one they have at Asda, and I just love it. I do tofu scramble every morning, and it's 48 grams of protein in one block. It's amazing. Very low carbs.
Yeah, if I was a big breakfast. Oh, am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here. Don't worry.
Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here.
How's the internet going? Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you, Chantelle.
It keeps flashing on and off. I want to go back quickly to the UK family comment about we try to be plastic free. It's about 6 months to rid the house of non-vegan cleaning products. And that's the thing, isn't it? Where do you put those cleaning products? It's so wasteful to just discard things. We all talk about not being wasteful anymore and sending to landfill. Yeah, use up those products. It doesn't mean you're not vegan. It just means that you're being an ethical vegan, like trying to not create a bigger problem. So I think I just wanted to go back on that point when I first saw it. Replaced with eco-friendly products, cruelty-free and vegan. That's, I think, hopefully what everyone did. Unless you have a family member you can donate it to, but then you don't want to promote cruelty products to other people. And if they like that brand that you've given them that tests on animals, they're going to go out and buy it again, and they're not going to, so I think it's a good point to make, and it's relative to the sofa comment and everything. I feel trying to be reasonable.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I mean, who makes up these rules anyway? Who's the vegan guru that makes up these rules that tell all these people to tell us that we've got to chuck our leather sofas away and we must chuck everything in the bin straight away? Who are these fuckers? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people telling me how to live my life. You know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah, I was one of them though. We can see you. I refill my. Oh, good. Hi. I was worried about connection. I refill my bottles. Yes, so do I. I refill at a zero waste shop near me now. They're popping up everywhere, those zero waste shops. They're really good. So save your plastics once they're empty and find your nearest zero waste shop and fill up again. It's a very satisfying feeling.
Wow. Oh, what's up, Nikki? Have I triggered you? Have I triggered you, Nick? What's up? Tell me. Let Uncle Grumpy Vegan Grandad know what's the matter. I must have upset someone there. Well, I think we just about there, Chantelle. Well, I don't know. There's a wow come out after my little rant there about we need more zero waste shops. Yes, we do need more zero waste shops. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I was just sat when you think things, and I'm thinking, why can't we have a supermarket where you go in with like your tub for your beans, and you go in and you pull a lever and it pours beans into the tub, and then you prepay for it and you put it in your trolley. Then you go and get some out of your potatoes and you get your own sack. And when's this coming? Because that's what we need is like somewhere where we have these big hoppers and we can just pour them into our own containers, and that would be ideal.
It's actually a retrograde, going back in time and going to those little corner shops where you had to refill because plastic wasn't invented. Do you know what I mean? You had to buy and refill. And the supermarkets in France are really good at this. You can refill in general supermarkets in France from dispensers and put it in a paper bag. That's something we noticed when we went to France, interestingly enough.
I think that's.
But we're just not quite.
Yeah, I think that's the future. Oh, you've gone a bit. Yeah. I think your internet is getting a bit slapped about now.
I think it is. Something's happening.
Yes, please give the thumbs up.
I was saying earlier, I've had a problem with our internet at home. Something's gone.
Yeah, I think what's happening is what I think is happening is we're hitting peak time now for streaming, for people jumping on the internet, the key workers and whoever are coming home now, and we do get it a bit thing. But listen, I think we'll wind it down, Chantelle, because
sure.
We're not getting any more questions. You're getting more and more jerky as the stream gets on. You're all blurred now, and you're not looking your best. You look like you've been through the wars. Oh no, you're coming back to me now. You're coming back to me. Well, listen, it's been a really.
I started off looking not my best.
Yeah. You started
the stream not looking my
best. Well, it's been really interesting. But listen, everybody, please give go on to the Instagram. Can you just tell us what the Instagram account is again?
I'll just show you. Can you see that? I lost my tempeh.
I lost my temper. Is cocaine vegan?
Excuse me. I'm always losing my temper. No, it's unethical. End of discussion.
There we go. This is where we're moving to now. Is cocaine vegan?
It's human rights as well. That's a human rights issue that we won't go into today.
Exactly. We'll save this for another one. We'll save this for another time. But listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Thank you to Chantelle for giving me a little bit of a time. Hopefully, her magazines will be back on the shelves again after all this has finished and the lockdowns actually finished. And yeah, oh God, thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you. I've had so much fun.